And we are back in FNAF World Return to Animatronica. Guys, in today's video, I'm gonna give you all the information you need to be the best fighter in FNAF World. All the tips and tricks to survive in this ruthless world and get to the end game, no problem. Before we even get started, guys, I'd like to remind you, smash that like button. And if you subscribe, even better, because you help me in the algorithm so lots and lots of people could see this video and explore the amazing world that is FNAF World. Thank you guys, and I hope this video is super useful to you. Let's get into the video. The original FNAF World was a turn-based RPG. It had a turn-based mechanic. So this game, to imitate the turn-based style, it has certain mechanics like cooldowns. It has cooldowns. You could do a limited amount of attacks until your character pauses to imitate the turn-based system. Another thing is, if you actually try to run away from a character, it will pull you back. Just like in turn-based RPGs, where you gotta successfully escape a character by trying to run away constantly. Now you could end up in a situation like me, where you end up with multiple enemies attacking you from different sides. But if you successfully escape, you could keep going. Now, the very first lesson is that just because the character looks cool does not mean it's gonna be good in battle. So let's go in here in Blacktoon Yard with regular Foxy. And let's look for an enemy. Regular Foxy has Hook, Jump Scare, and Hot Cheese. So let's look for an enemy to test our fighting skill. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every character I tested attacks 5 times before he stops. Before he stops attacking. So there's 5 normal attacks you could do before your character stops attacking for a minute and takes a kind of a breather, a break. Now let's take a look at Hot Cheese. If we use the skill Hot Cheese, it throws a hot cheese, but it threw it behind the enemy. So we're doing no damage. The enemy is using Hot Cheese and it throws it behind us. So that's why it's important to know your character. You're gonna have to practice. Because, for example, if I wanna use Hot Cheese correctly, I have to stand at a distance. See, right there, I perfectly hit the enemy with Hot Cheese. And it does fire damage over time. But now I'm in 56 HP, so I'm in the danger zone. So if we use Jump Scare, we stun the enemy. We have a chance to run away or to keep doing more damage. So, and that's why you gotta learn not only how to use your character, you gotta learn what skills do. Like just now, I knew that I could jump scare him to stun him. And I knew that I had to stand kind of in a certain distance to use Hot Cheese. So one of the main things to win battles is actually knowing your skills and how to use them. So right here, I have Spring Freddy. Spring Freddy, ever since I unlocked him, is one of my favorite characters to go into battle. He has Spring Lock, Happy Jam 2, and Time Song. Now, the most important thing besides learning how to use your character is the number one is your cooldowns. For example, every time you use a skill, there's gonna be a cooldown timer, which means you can't use that skill until the timer goes down to 0 again, so your skill could be available. So I already know what this character does. I know that if I want to heal, because I just got damaged, I use Happy Jam. And it has a 22 cooldown, a 24 cooldown. And as you can see right here, I perfectly time my skills. So whenever I am in battle, I know that the next one I'm gonna use is Spring Lock. And now I really need my Happy Jam to heal. Here we go. We healed, use Spring Lock, use Time Song, and use it in a calculated mode so I know it's gonna be there when I need it once again. And there you go. That's why this is one of my favorite characters. It has amazing skills. It is skills that I know they do good damage. I know the timers are quite low. And I know that the healing skill is gonna be there when I need it. That's very important. Before I unlock Spring Freddy, I used to use a lot Little Red Chica right here. Because she has Cupcake 2 and Pizza Wheel. Which I love these skills. I really like these skills. It would be even better if it was Pizza Wheel 2. And her weakest skill has to be Toxic Bite because it's just a low damage poison skill. But she's still very useful just for Pizza Wheel and Cupcake 2 alone. I'm trying to find a battle so I can give you an example. And this is a terrible battle. We don't want to fight this guy. He's super OP. You gotta know your enemy. This is a perfect example. There's no way I was gonna survive that. Let's try this again in a less dangerous area. So right here we have an enemy. He only has 55 HP, but the further you go in the game, the more HP they're gonna have, making it harder to kill them. So Pizza Wheel, what I love about Pizza Wheel is that you throw Pizza Wheel and it does multiple damage to the enemy. Up to 15 damage it did. And it's already ready. See, the cooldown in Pizza Wheel, it's only 4 seconds. So you could use Pizza Wheel and then use Pizza Wheel. And then when that one's done, it's ready again. So the cooldowns in your skills are super useful to know what skills and how long you're gonna have to wait for a skill to use it again and again. That means every 4 seconds, I do 15 damage over and over and over again. Now, when the enemies have more life, it's gonna be harder. But she has Cupcake 2, which not only damages the enemy, but also heals you for a total of 30 HP while dealing 30 damage to the enemy, which is amazing. And that's why I use Little Red Chica for so long, guys. Now, before we continue, I like to remind you that I do many guides in this game. You might want to check them out. This character I'm using right here is called the Time Traveler, and I have a guide to how to unlock them. Guys, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out, because I go through a lot of trouble so you guys could have what you need to be better and more efficient in this game. Now let's get back to the video. Okay guys, if you really want to win more fights and win more battles, you're gonna have to get a little notebook and write this down. I'm gonna tell you the skills, the color and the skill. You see, what happens is that every skills are different and they have a color to show you what skills do what. So here we have orange, green, and purple. Hook, Toxic Bite, and Sludge. So all the orange skills, they're gonna be basically the normal attack skills. They have nothing special, they're just regular attacks. The green skills are poison attacks. So what the green skills are gonna do is that usually they're gonna poison the enemy and do damage over time with poison. Now another thing is the purple skills. The purple skills are gonna be debuff skills. Like skills like Rainy Day, Gloom Balloon, Gloom Song. They're all gonna do like a debuff to the enemy. Either they're gonna slow them down, weaken them, they're gonna in some way debuff the enemy. Now in this next example, we have red, dark red, and pink. The red skills are usually gonna be multi-hit skills. Like flamethrower is a skill that multi-hits the enemy, doing up to 20 damage. And pizza wheel is a skill that's gonna hit the enemy multiple times, up to 15 damage. The dark red skills are gonna be fire skills. They're usually skills that you hit the enemy and it sets them on fire, also doing damage over time with fire. Now, a very important skill you should learn is the pink skills. The pink skills are the skills that are gonna heal you. They're gonna save you from dying, they're gonna save you from situations that are sketchy. Those are the skills that are really gonna be useful in battle to heal your HP so you could last longer and get further. Now I want to talk to you about the white and yellow skills. Let's start with yellow. Yellow, right there we have Endo Army, and what the yellow skills do is that they support you in battle. So for example, if you use Endo Army, you're gonna summon an Endo, like an extra Endo, to aid you in battle. So that's what they are. They're like to help you. Like for example, there's a yellow skill called Jump Scare. And if you use Jump Scare, it doesn't really damage the enemy. It stuns them for 5 seconds, which is really helpful for you to do more damage or run away. So those are support skills. Now the white skills, those could actually be really useful. These are buff, which buffs are basically they're gonna make you stronger in some way. The one that's called Power Song, it's gonna heal you for 10 HP and increase your attack damage. So you're gonna be able to heal for 10 HP and do more damage to the enemy because your attack increases. While the one called Armor Song is gonna heal you for 15 HP and then it's gonna increase your defense. So it's gonna heal you more and it's gonna increase your resistance to damage, which is gonna mean you're gonna take less damage. So if you wanna kill the enemy faster, use Power Song. If you wanna not die, use Armor Song. You're also gonna have a really rare color, which is what would you call that color in Blizzard? Like cayenne color? It's not blue, it's definitely cayenne. So though the skills with that color are usually gonna be the ice AR characters, which have Blizzard and Frostbite. So those skills are gonna do like frozen damage. They're either gonna do ice damage or freeze the enemy while it does damage. And another skill is the skills that have the color black. Skills that have the color black are usually skills that in the original FNAF World game were like super skills. Like skills that would kill the enemy in one shot or something like that. And in this game, they are usually skills, like for example, we have Spring Bonnie here, and he has Cosmic Song, and that's a skill that shows like a little cutscene. And a lot of these skills have like a little cinematic cutscene that it does, representing that is a super skill. Not all of them are the best, but they're not bad either. So those are technically super skills. So healing skills are gonna be one of the most important factors of winning battles. Like here we have our girl Chica, and she has 3 healing skills. Let's start with Regen Song. So Regen Song right here actually heals you up to 20 HP, but it slows you down. So when you use it, it does heal you for 20 HP, but it slows you down, which is the downside to it. Yes, it's a useful heal, but are you willing to be slowed down? Like, look how fast I'm going, and when I use it, look how slow. It just stops you for for a second or two, which could be horrible in battle. Now we have Party Favor, and what Party Favor does, and let's go to an enemy, and what Party Favor does is that it damages the enemy for 10 damage, but it heals you for 15 HP. So it does damage while it heals you, and I can't find any enemy. That's Party Favor, which is not bad. It damages and heals. Now Cupcake, one of my favorite skills. I wish I could find an enemy. Let's just do it. Cupcake, one of my favorite skills. So what Cupcake does is that it heals you for 15 HP while damaging the enemy for 15. So damage the enemy while you're getting healed at the same time, you can't beat that. So the difference between Cupcake 1 and Cupcake 2, the skills that are always have a 2 next to it are always gonna be better than the skills that don't have a number next to it. If you have a skill like Cupcake and then you have a skill like Cupcake 2, it's gonna be way better, because Cupcake 2, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to press Cupcake 2. Cupcake 2 actually heals you for 30 HP while attacks the enemy for 30 damage. So that's twice the damage and twice the heal. You're gonna see a lot of skills like Toxic Bite and Toxic Bite 2. You're gonna see Hot Cheese and Hot Cheese 2, Pizza Wheel and Pizza Wheel 2. The number 2 version is gonna be always better than the regular version. Here we have one of the weirdest characters in the whole game, the Paper Pals. The Paper Pals have 3 support skills, but not only 3 support skills, these support skills are very different than all the others. See, Prize Ball, and you can see it has a 2 next to it. It means instead of being regular Prize Ball is a better version. Just like Mystery Box is like level 2. So if we use Prize Ball right here, what Prize Ball does is that it uses a random skill. So it uses a random skill from all the characters, I guess. It just uses I'm not sure how it knows what skill to use. I wish I knew what skills, but it just uses a random skill. And the fact that it's level 2, not just regular Prize Ball, it uses better skill. Right there you saw it use a healing skill. So every time I use it, it just uses a random skill. Now Mystery Box is the same thing. Mystery Box seems to circle around skills, but different support skills. At least that's how it seems. So it's just gonna change. For example, Mystery Box, as you can see right here, by using Mystery Box, it changes all 3 of my skills. Like, I'm gonna use it, Mystery Box, and it changed all my skills. Now I have Water Hose, Happy Jam, and Escape Key. And they all look yellow, but Happy Jam is actually a pink skill, which is healing. And Escape Key is a super skill, which should be black. So this is one of the weirdest characters. It's an exception to all the rest of the characters. Now the very last skill, which is Mimic Ball. Mimic Ball, what Mimic Ball does is that it imitates... it's kind of confusing. I'm not sure if it imitates the last skill you did or it imitates the monster that's attacking you skill. But Mimic Ball is exactly that. It's a skill that mimics. Now I'm going to show you 2 skills that are different from the rest that this character has. Let me tell you about gift boxes. Gift boxes, when you use the skill gift box, a gift box appears on top of your head. And you might be thinking, what in the world does this do? Well, you see, the gift box, even though it's a yellow skill, which is a support skill, it heals you. So what happens is that the gift box is there, and if your life falls under 20 HP, the box will trigger and will heal you for 50 HP, which is actually amazing. But the downside is the cooldown. It has the longest cooldown we have ever seen. It's more than a minute cooldown. So when it comes to that side of it, it has a horrible cooldown. Now the other skill is Speed Song. Speed Song, you love it or you hate it, but I love Speed Song. He plays music and he increases the speed of your character so you could run around super fast. So if you want to reach an area or there's something you want to do really quick, you can use Speed Song and just rush through the map. It's actually one of those skills that is very good for exploring. So at the end of this, what do I think are the strongest characters in the game? Well, Little Red Chica is definitely one of the strong characters in the game, but not one of the strongest, because Toxic Bite does hold her back. Then we have Scorching Chica with Flamethrower, Cupcake, and Ember Flare. The only thing is that Cupcake, instead of being Cupcake 2, it's just Cupcake. Then we have Flamethrower Endo. I believe Flamethrower Endo is actually quite strong. He has Flamethrower, Ember Flare, and Armor Song. Armor Song is actually good because it heals you and it increases your defense, which reduces the damage you take. So I think he's definitely better than these two characters. He's definitely above that. He's one of the strongest characters. Now, if we go to FNAF 4, we have a character that I used a lot, which is Bon Bunny. Bon Bunny has Spring Lock and Cupcake too. The only thing that's holding him back is Hot Cheese, which, if in the example I gave you earlier, you gotta perfectly stand in the right position so Hot Cheese could hit your enemy. And it's kind of tricky. We don't got time for that. But I did use him a lot. He was my go-to character for tough battles. Over here we have Fredbear, which is not bad if you learn how to use him, but I definitely think Bon Bunny is better because of Cupcake 2. Now, the strongest characters for sure. Number 3 is gonna be Spring Bonnie. Spring Bonnie for sure is the 3rd strongest character in the game. Spring Lock, Happy Jam 2, and Cosmic Song. He's really good. You'll do very good in battles if you have him. And if you learn how to use him and time your cooldowns correctly, it'll be almost impossible to lose. Just like the 2nd strongest character in the game, Spring Freddy. Spring Freddy for sure is my favorite character I have so far when it comes to fighting. Spring Locks, Happy Jam 2, and Time Song. That combination, and I practice so much with him to not die. He's definitely the 2nd strongest character in my opinion, because not that he doesn't die, all characters eventually die. Bad luck and bad timing will eventually get you at some moment. But these are for sure some of the best chances for you to win hard battles. Now, if I had to say who's the number one best character in the game when it comes to fighting and battle, there's so many choices, guys. There's so many choices. And like I said, just because the character is cool does not mean he's gonna be a good fighter. So if we go over here, Balloon Boy right here has this new variant, which is quite good. Toxic Balloon, Lifesteal, and Price Ball. But next to him, there's this character you can buy. This character appears in Dee Dee's shop. monthly. So every month there's a different character in Dee Dee's shop, and this character is there once in a while. And he was there like a few days ago. Today I just went and checked, and he's not in the shop anymore. But I believe this is the strongest character in the game, guys. His name is Lucifer, and it's all about his skills. He costs like, I think it's 159 Roblox, and he has 3 skills. His first skill is Ego Boost, and it heals 30 HP with only a 15-second cooldown. Then he has an attack that does 30 damage with only a 10-second cooldown. And then he has Mega Bite, which does 20 damage plus causes bleeding. And it has a 5-second cooldown. 20 damage every 5 seconds. 30 damage every 10 seconds. And he could heal every 15 seconds. I don't have him, but reading his information, I know that this character right here for sure is the #1 strongest character in the game. Now, at the end of the day, as long as you learn how to use your character, no matter what character it is, and you know how to use him to the best of your abilities, you will probably survive quite well. But there's obviously some characters that have advantages. I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any new content. And I hope all this information was useful to you one way or another. Either learning how to survive longer, or actually learning a little bit of what the skills do, what they actually do. So if it was helpful, especially, I put a lot of work into this, looking for information and researching and writing notes. So I really hope it helped you guys out. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Good night.
Want to see the scooping room?